welcome to Over the Hour. So today is day 9 of the underwater world book Nook build. Say it slowly, I might be able to get the words. So this should be the last day. So it could be an anti-climax if none of the lights work, or it could be rejoice in the heavens for it. So this is what it ended up looking like. It's rather difficult for you to see, but they are all movie, which is kind of cool, except for that one because it's caught on the light. Wait, get off the light, you. There we go. So they do all move, which is kind of cool. So let's get started with what we are doing today. I have to use zoomed out quite a way right now because the next stage that they say, let me just sort out my beads because I don't want them to get muddled. So one thing I omitted to do last time that I rectified, by the way, was down the bottom here I was meant to put some sand, which I have now done, as you can see by the mess. I've also tried to somewhat glue the, clean the glass that we're about to put on. So according to the instructions, what you're next meant to do is put the plastic over this. I have connected mine to it, so of course I am totally skipping that part. But that's okay. I did think about breaking this and making it more even, but I think after all the hassle that this build has given me, the beauty of the build, I mean, on a real big plus side, if I was reviewing this build, I would say that you would get really good value for money on it, because it goes on forever. So that means that it does have a lot of we said I've cleaned the screen and I can see so it does have a lot to do for the money that you pay. I don't think it's the most expensive build I've ever come across. Can't recall, to be honest with you. I've had this one a long time, but it does definitely give you your money's worth. So according to this puppy, we just put this on, make sure that these corners are okay, that it's going to have enough over, but it's up high enough for that corner at the top here, so that goes over as well. Get rid of that loose strand, and it's roughly even around the window. And I am going to glue that down. Now it is poking on this a little bit because of the plants. Not unexpected per se. And I am just going to go down here, make sure that it is sealed decently. And then I'm going to put it upside down to get weight on it to make sure it stays down. And hopefully that should be that. Next we are going to start on the other side, this side. So I know the plastic fell out of this, so I will have to put that in, and I've already got this surface on. I have already done the beads for this, rather than have to worry about doing that. I'm going to turn it on its side and zoom in a little bit for you. So what we are going to do, I have gathered my stuff, she says. So first things first, we are putting in this piece, and that will go down the bottom. You can't see a darn thing. Down here, like so. This edge is really scruffy. What can I say? Wood to wood. That said, I'm going to just use tacky glue. Kind of does the job we are looking for. And oh gosh, if I ever get the lid off of it, we are going to, let's see, just stick along all the edges because it goes literally right into there. I will be glad to see the end of it. I will be ecstatic, to be honest with you, if it lights up. at the end of it. It has been a little bit of a pain to do. So you can see that kind of what it looks like. And then we're going to put this piece on top of it. Just check to make sure what my puppy's up to. She's a mischief. And this one goes on next. It's probably the other way around. No, I got it the right way. Come on, in you go. Alright, I'll slide that in there then. Where did I put that wet cloth? Alright, so, wow, it's got some marks on there. I've had this a long time. What can I say? Then we are going to put a little bit of grass in. Now, I had a template, well, I probably had it a decade or so ago, maybe not quite that long. But nevertheless, I will cut a piece to roughly how I think it should look. It's kind of got it going off to an angle. So the actual piece that I had for this, I would have cut out at some point. I have no idea where that is. And the whole of this needs to be made smaller because in front of it we are going to put our little bit of sand. Or in this case, quite a bit of sand. So I'm going to put the greenery in first. Just cutting that down a little. And so it kind of goes off at an angle. I'm tacky. Do your job. I have loads of these. You are not running out, I tell you. Not on my shift. It's like, yeah, but I don't give you any of my glue. There we go. And I'm going to do this all the way along because we are going to be putting stone also on this. And this tacky glue I'm going to start putting upside down because it's starting to run out, I think. So just pop that into the edge. Kind of like so. Something like that. And then we're going to put the tree in with some stones, which is going to go here. And I'm going to do a dash of super glue to hold this down. And this is just the Gorilla one. The reason I like it is because it does have this little brush, which means that you can do things like this. And you never know, it might even work. Although it pops straight up, but hey. Then it wants you to put a couple of stones either side. So I'm going to get my tacky glue for that. Put a bit more of that in there. And I have still quite a lot of glue over here. You're not seeing this very well at all, are you? Kind of I messed up my camera angle, I feel. So it's a reasonably flat one. So I'm going to put that on here. Like so. Maybe at an angle so it doesn't go over that edge. And I've got a few here. And it doesn't have much more than stones, a couple of pearls, a shell, which I did not get out. So let me grab that. Where did you go? There it is. A shell, which is kind of just going to go around this tree. I'm going to have that stick in. I'm just wary of the height on this to make sure that it doesn't get in the way when I put the glass on, because that glass is going to pop out. And also a pearl, which I have a couple of pearls here. So one of those into the corner. No, let's not push that up. I wonder if I got a smaller shell because I'm not liking that at all. Yeah, let's put that one on. You go over there to dry. And we're going to put this shell on instead. Try and get it. Be okay like that. Nah. Maybe we should have it on the grass. What do you think? Doesn't really have anything on the grass. Then we're going to put our sand. I think that's next. Yeah. So technically it should be that shell, I think. It's hard to tell. So I am going to put our sand in, if I can, and then glue on some fish, believe it or not. Just going to use tacky glue for this, and then we will let it all dry. Doesn't matter that it goes all over the place for what we're doing. Stay down. Come on, gave you super glue. My bane. And then we're going to put a couple of fish on, like I say. Plenty of sand on this one, which makes a lovely mess. I do have real high hopes of finishing it today. And I can kind of say it's an achievement. Do it like this and then I'll sort it out afterwards. What I don't want is any on the cardboard on the outside, but that's fine, plenty over. I'm just going to leave that in there. There's plenty of it. And we are going to put 2 fish along here. So they are going to be, let's see, I have these ones which are going, maybe I'll put this on. One's up here, one's there. That's done with that gold paper that I didn't like. Actually, all of these are. So, going to, oh, I forgot to put my tacky glue upside down, so I'm going to have problems again getting it out. Oh, no, we have success. So I'm going to put glue on the back of all 4 of the fish, stingray fish, under the same kind of sort of thing. Things that swim in the sea. Right, and we have the little fish going in first, but on the furthest side, so it attaches to the wood there. Then we have the, oh look, it landed glue side down, of course it did. I dropped it, we went glue side down. This one is meant to be, this one is meant to be under this one, but I think I'm going to make it over that one. Wait, don't you be popping out for me. And I know that the plastic that we have going on here is really, it's really loose, isn't it? Don't like it. Whatever. And then these are floating off up here. There's one and one underneath. Kind of looks like it's over the tail, actually. Will I have enough glue? That's the question. I don't think so. I think we need a little bit on the tail of this one. A bit more on the where it's going to touch the other one. So it's got it there, it's kind of touching it like that. I'll put the glue in totally the wrong place. Now we're going to put our 1, 2, 3, 4 blue stones. So let me grab those. Not sure what my puppy is growling at, but she sees something out the window. It's probably a bird or something. So we're going to have one, I guess, around here. Two here. I don't know what she thinks she sees. I can't see anything out the window whatsoever. And one over here. And we'll get those on, and then we will let this. Actually, I'll probably try and put the ones that dangle down on Hold on a moment, let me see what she's up with her. Alright, let's get this thread. And get this needle on here. So, what I think I'm going to do is these tentacles I'm just going to do tomorrow. Well, later, you know, when it's all dry. Okay, you don't have to stick to me. Again, about 2 centimetres roughly. And I'll also trim it. We'll see. Give me a mow to dry and then I will see how dry it is, whether, whoops, grow my everything else now here. It's probably about 2 centimetres. Okay, so what are we putting on here? We have a jellyfish, so it goes on the plastic side. Yes. So we have a jellyfish here. Oh, what's on this side? How weird. Why would it do it that side? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you put this plastic sheet so it shows? I don't fancy doing it that way. No, it is the right way. Okay. Going great. No, it wouldn't be, because then upside down it would be like this and it would show all the edges of the plastic sheet. So I'm going to do it that the plastic sheet goes on the inside, so I'm going to do it the opposite way that they showed to do it. So we have a jellyfish here, we have one of our delightful beads here, and we got 4 beads and 2 jellyfish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. I guess you don't want them too close to where the train will be. And that's where I do it. It's up to you, but I'm kind of thinking to myself, if I was looking at this model afterwards, because this isn't going to have a cover on it, I don't think. Maybe it does. I can't recall. I don't think it does. I think it is as it is. Get that out of the way. I'm just going to cut this a little bit finer. Oh, you know what I should have done it with? B7000, because that worked pretty good on the other stuff that I did. Oh well. Bit late now, right? I'll do that here. I want a jellyfish there, out of the hole. And then I will put this in the sun for it to dry. And then come back and put it all together. And sort on those lights. So I'm just going to put these in without the jellyfishy parts, and then add the jellyfishy parts when it's dry. So when you see it next, it will be done. I'm not sure why I used, so I'm going to use that one for the jellyfishy one. And it says one kind of opposite, so we'll use that one as a jellyfishy one. We'll use this. Should have cut this one closer. And I'll get to tidy up. You know, so it's like I love starting a new model, and I love completing it, doing every step actually. Hey, go back on. But it's really nice to tidy up when they get completed. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've done many models and things, but when you finally put like the last piece on and you test it, and then you can clear away all your tools, even if you're going to get them out again a few hours later to start another one, it's like quite the fulfilling thing. I'm probably alone on this. but I do enjoy tidying up once the models are done. It's like quite the accomplishment. Just trying to stick to me. Probably going to try and stick to this now. I got to hand, give it back. You see the B7000 is already starting to stick. And now I'm going to put my 2 jellyfish, which are nowhere near done. So I'm going to cut both ends. Well, the thread is staying with me. Oh, hold on one moment. Never mind, it was nothing. I think the neighbour must have moved and spooked the dog. And it spooked the one which is louder, you know, not the quiet one. Not even the puppy. Sounds like I've got loads, but I really don't. I've just got the one myself, and then I look after my sons while he's working. For now, and that's probably going to be changing. So then I'll just have my baby to worry about. Baby. She's not a baby, she's a puppy. I mean, you won't probably see this cotton in there. In fact, I was going to cut it out, but I don't think I'll bother. Alrighty. And I'm going to leave this for a little while. And let's put that up the other way, I'd rather. Leave that like that, and then we will come and maybe make sure that none of them are connected. When this is dry, we will come back and we will put these 8, really wants to stick to my tweezers now, these 8 little jellyfishy things in. I mean, with the fabric, of course, it was quite sheer, so it probably would have looked a bit better, but this is what we have. Right, I'll pop that over there. All right, see you in a moment your time. Alrighty, these are pretty dry. Don't know how to angle that you can really see, but kind of looks kind of cool. So what we're going to do now is take this one here and this one down here. Make sure all the others are out the way so they don't get glue on them. And I can go up there out the way. And put these, whatever they have, jellyfish legs in. And I'm just going to pop 4 in, kind of around the edge, I guess. And bump a ton of glue in there. And then we'll leave that to set for a while. And I'll do the same with this one. It's going to take a minute anyway. And let's get these in. And then, folks, we are almost there. Almost. What can I say? Almost there. Alright, so one. I'm just kind of placing them in like on quarters, almost. And make sure that the point of them all in the same direction. I actually think this plasticky stuff that I had with the baby blue marker will work alright. Kind of doesn't look that far from what they had. Now one more to put in that one, but before I do, I'm going to let those set up for a split second, and I'll do 3 in the other one. Give that 7000 a bit of a moment to dry. Really need to get a better camera to take advantage of the small details here. And then we'll leave this to dry, and what we will have left is to put the back paper on the back basically, and do the edges there. Then put this on the roof, do the wiring, do a few other bits and pieces on the inside because the front does not have a basically doesn't have a piece of glass, which means all the dust is going to get inside this model, but it is the way it is. Right, that's number 4. And then I will be back once this all dries. And pop this last one in there. Oh, it wants to stay with me. Sometimes they are like that. It really doesn't want to stay in here, that's for sure. Alright, just going to make sure that they're all separated at least. I'll pop that one in a bit more. It's not very far in. Alright, so I'm going to leave that to be. I'm going to leave it a few hours, and then we should be okay to continue. And like I say, almost there, hang on in there guys. Alright, while that is drying, we will start on this. So this needs to be cut out. Now, I know for a fact, because I can't find it anywhere, I am missing this fish. I've probably put it inside the house. I could have lost it. Could be anything. So I'm going to do what I was doing on the others, where I'm going to get it in place, hold it up to the light, let it dry, and then while this is drying and the house is drying, because the next piece we're going to put on is the paper on the back of the actual build house. It's not a house, but you know the principle of what I'm saying. And just going to make sure that this roughly lines up, and then hold it up to light again and make sure it's all lined up. So I think what I'm going to do with my missing fish, I think, is just give it the gold outline. That is the only thing I can really think of doing, to be honest. But I am missing it. I've kind of looked in any place that I can think of as it possibly being, and it is not, so I'm okay with that. Let's get my strip. And I'll put this on my windowsill, which is right next to me to dry also, although it's not, sun is not coming in yet. And we'll work on this wooden piece. So the wooden piece all goes on top of here, from what I can tell. We'll find out in a minute. Just using wood glue for this. Like so. I'm just making a box, really. Actually, I'll keep this out because I think we're going to be needing it. So just make sure that this is right. It is on top. Yeah. So I'm going to place this on here, and then it's not square. And then I'm going to put some on this side for here, and then some on the other side, and then square it all up. So first things first, let's get you sorted on this side. You will think soon that I'm procrastinating on doing those lights. I probably really am. I'm not holding out much hope that they're going to work, to be honest with you. It's been so long since I've done this build. It's going to be, I mean, it is what makes the build, so if you know, they work all well and good. But if they don't, I might have a build which does not have lights, and I might just have to accept that. It'd be my first. I'm just not holding the hope that I wish I had. Well, I can't line this up at all. Good news is, as the wood glue is longer it's on there, the more sticky it becomes. And I'm going to just tip that again. It actually stuck to the paper. That doesn't help, does it? put it over here, different spot. I can see that's not even down. Interesting that these sides are a bit longer, a bit higher up than the back. You can see that there's quite a gap, which makes you think it should be down here, but the other part wouldn't be long enough. This is actually just to go on the front of the model to make sure to put the like a drawer for the wiring, because this one, which is also weird, has a floor on it that you glue just in the corners, and I'm guessing you glue it with wood glue, because if you've got a problem with the wiring you could take it off again. A lot of builds don't have a flooring and you could just access them fine, so it will be an interesting thing. Right, stop touching it. I'll be back in a bit when everything's kind of almost dry. Right, what we are going to do next is, so the ceiling's done, so yeah, kind of like a ceiling, is glue all of these down, and the backing ones also. So we're going to get and do that with the Beacon 3-in-1, and I will be back. Well, second time that I've done this, I forgot to record. Anyway, I put the backing on, just make sure it's the right way up, and just put it on as normal. Right, now what we are going to do is put the roof on. Just make sure your danglies are dangly. I think the jellyfish don't look anything like jellyfish, but they do dangle and they look okay. I'm actually quite happy with this. So with the roof, you want to make sure that this part, the higher part, is towards the back of your model, so towards here. Okay, I'm going to get that in with wood glue. I think it's going to be quite the tight fit. Just make sure your danglies don't get caught on anything, and it's going to fit on the inside, so it's going to square it up if it's not square already. Okay, I will be back. Alright, it is on. It didn't go on pretty. It's better at the front than it certainly is the back. This top corner doesn't go in properly. I've tried to adjust it without any real success, so I'm going to put it down to, it was messed up from the beginning, and it's something I did a while ago, and it's just not totally square. And if I look inside, the wall, the inner wall of this side wasn't in the right position anyway. So we're going to put that to one side, and we're going to get back to this, because I'm not going to be perturbed on getting this done today. So let's get this cut out. Move you guys to one side, and hopefully we can get some success on this. And in reality, it almost makes me want to do this one again, just to make it more perfect than what it actually is. And the drawer that we're making for the front of the house is just going to hold the electrical, what's it called, where the batteries go in basically, and the wiring's all underneath that you don't really see unless you need to get access to, and then you have to break the glue, which I don't know how easy that would be. And I did paint the fish on this because I can't find it. Like I say, you know, a lot of you guys could probably make a better job of this. It's not the easiest to build. So there seems to be lots of parts that you need to be doing. However, helps to have videos to show, so hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. It's not the perfect model. It's not going to take pride of place on my model stand. I have a few others for that. This one will kind of be a little bit hidden onto the side. Oh, stuck paper on the front of this now. Can I even get that off? There we go. Okay, and then you need to cut out this small hole here, which is going to have your switch in to turn it on and off. Not that you can see that, but, well, not well anyway. closer in there, a bit more in there, a bit more in there. It is a new blade, so it should be behaving itself. It's not overly pretty. I'll probably put the, I don't even think I could put the switch in from the side to tidy it up. Right, so then we have to put this on front. Like I say, just put a little bit of gold paint on here, and I think that's okay. I would recommend, if you do this, if you do this build, I do recommend you using the gold marker for the fish. I think it looks a lot better. And we are going to put this on the front of here, and you want it level, from what I can tell, over with the bottom. Is that how they're doing it? Wow, it doesn't show you to do it that way at all. No, it's going to have a little bit of a lip over here, like so. So I am going to get that done. So basically you're going to be lining up with the bottom like that. Nope, that's way too high. Bit lower, something like this. And I'm going to test that on the model before I even try it. So I'm going to put some wood glue down, give it a test, make sure it's roughly in the right position, and then get this on. And I mean, I guess that they get you to do this. What am I doing? Yeah, that's right. I guess they get you to do this after you've done the wiring to give you a little bit more room, maybe. But let me check this. My puppy's been incredibly needy today. And then what we got left to do is, I am not happy with this model whatsoever. But okay, let's just take that off. I'm not really going to take it off. And then what we're going to do is pop this in here. Wow, even this is a tight fit. Gosh, this isn't me. Okay, it does fit in there. Good luck trying to get it in and out. Oh, I see why it's lower. It's lower because, wow, it's a tight fit guy. Oh, there you go. Excuse me. All right. Sorry, my sneezing fit too. I'm just going to put this on again. Great, sorry about that. Puppy doing what puppies do. So obviously I don't want this to take on here, but it's to give me a better idea of the positioning. Okay, and then we'll get it evened up. Still very tight fit. So you just want to make sure you're going to be able to put your switch in. Oh. Okay, let's leave that to do its thing. What we're going to do now, I mean it's cool, all these danglies. Half of these on the sides have got caught up, but it is what it is. Maybe I can get this one to come round our little jellyfish. I'm trying to think of the name. And then it wants you to put some beads and things like that. So I got a few leftovers that I thought I might put in. I'm just going to use some super glue on here because there's no front panel to this. Yet they give it a bottom panel. Weird. Or I've missed it totally. I mean, who knows? little bit disenchanted really with this and how bad some of it's going together, but it isn't on the manufacturer. It's pretty sure it's to do with me. This probably isn't the best glue. Probably should use a little bit of tacky on here. And I'm just going to put a few bits and pieces along the edge here that I have left over. Probably no more greenery. I have a lot left over. Got another shell. Let's pop that into the corner maybe, because the sand has all come out of that anyway. Got some of these blue beads. I'll be blessed if she hasn't taken another toy outside. So I'm just going to put those in. And then folks, we are on to the wiring. Ugh. So I need to gather up all the white and all the grey wires, and some of them are extension wires, and if they're extension, come here, you beast. If they're extension wires, hopefully I've marked them. I may, and I may not. I'll just put some of these in all over the show. I have a shell here, maybe I use my little shell too. Maybe here, and like I say, you know, you're going to have quite a lot of this stuff over. I don't think it's because I haven't used it in the right places. I think it's just over. I don't want to use that one anyway. Oh, I should have brought a toy back in. Alright, I'm going to let that set and then we'll work on this wiring. Tell you what I'll also do is put this on at the same time. So I'll get that on, put it to one side and be back. Alright, so here we go. So what you want to do is gather up all your white ones. If it's on a nut, a wire nut like this, then make sure that it has the white one going into it for you to gather your white ones. Make sure they all are ready, as in they have wire ready. You can just about see that. And you gather up all the, that's not a white one, even though it looks a white one, that one's a white one. So you gather up all the white ones. Some of these longer wires could probably do with cutting, actually. Like these ones are really long. Don't need them to be quite that long. All it does is make a mess underneath. And then if you do cut them shorter, just make sure that they have, where are they? The ends ready to go. So some people can do this with their nails. Me not so much. I'm going to have a little bit more on that one. Oh, as I cut the whole thing off. You always allow a bit extra in case that happens. So make sure you're happy with the length. These are again quite long. I mean, you kind of want the wiring to end just after here, so close to here would be fine. So this is quite a bit longer than that, which is fine. Again, just know what colours are what. Well, these don't matter so much because it's direct, no nut involved. As I did it again, and we will see if these wires work, lights work even. And this one as well. That's quite long, and hopefully that would tidy it up a little bit underneath. You will have access to underneath, but like I say, it's by a drawer. Oh, it did it. A drawer that is glued down. So I don't know. Not a drawer, a panel. Right, so getting the white ones together here. That one's a white one. I'm not going to be able to see this, but it's a lot of wires. And I'm going to have to, that's a grey one. That's a grey one. This one's a white one. And I'm going to have to work out what size wire nut to use. You can use paper, to stick them together, like I had to do underneath one of these panels. Can't remember which one. It's the white. And hope and pray you get it right. There are a lot of wire nuts because you need a lot of extension. I don't know why they just don't give you more wire, really. I guess it's the way it is. And make sure they're lined up pretty well, because you want them all to be able to touch this white one that's coming in. So you want them all lined up. And this is a white one on a white one, so that's alright. This one doesn't look a very thick wire. Let's hope it's enough. Ooh, I'm trying to have a look here. So now I'm going to have to let these go. Let me get a clip to hold the ones that I've got together. Stay there. This one I'm just going to cut back a little bit further because it doesn't look like all the wires through. Okay, not quite that much further. Oh, good grief. Just where this one's near it. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. See why people do it with their nails. There we go. Done with the nail. Because this was getting a little bit too short. So that's a white one. This is a white one. Gonna get those to marry up. It's a lot of white ones, isn't it? That's a white one. It's just such a pickle under here. It really is the bit that I have been kind of putting off. Ooh, I don't know about these two. They both look white to me. Huh. I'm gonna have to test it and see what's what. Which one's white and which one's not. So let me get these all together. We will test which ones work, if any, because I don't know which ones. You are meant to be in here. Go in there. Just clamp these all together for the moment, just to keep them out of the way. Okay, so this one down here, you can't see a thing. It's come out and it probably had a label on at some point which said what colour was what. So let me put some batteries in and we will see if we get any light whatsoever in this. The batteries you need, by the way, are, let me get them to you and focus. Gosh, my hands are so jittery. Those ones, LR44. Yeah. And pop that in. And we will test these two white ones that are coming out here and see which one is meant to be the grey one. It's possible that this one is, because it's slightly different colour, and which one is white. Really hard to get at this. So let's try and put that with that. Well, I'm gonna have to face it with me. And there's no saying it's going to work full stop, so we will see. And this one, oh, I do see a light, so this one is the grey and this one is the white. My gosh. Let me do it again because it pinged. Okay, this one is the white. Stay with me, stay with me. And that one's a white, and that one's a white. Well, not all of them stayed in the clip, did it? Alright, let me get all the whites bunched together, and then I reckon it's going to take probably a brown wire nut. Alright, I decided to go with the yellow wire nut. I know you can't see anything at the moment what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get you to see. Is twisting them all in and hope and pray that you've got all the white ones which are meant to be white in there, and that when you come and do the grey ones they are all actually the grey ones. We will find out in a little bit. And you know, I'm being really stupid too, because we need to attach this white one as well. Let me just take these out, we don't want any short circuits. So I'm messing around with, and it missed this white one anyway. Alright, so let's try that again. So we got that one, we need this white one, which is the one that I kept cutting shorter and shorter. Make sure that they are all together. Then we want this white one, which is the main one, which you want to definitely make sure it's touching every single one of those wires, which is where it becomes problematic when I do it without a wire nut. I was doing yellow. Maybe brown would be enough. Yellow. And I dropped that white one again. That top white one is just a little short. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I think I've got all the white ones in. Give it a tug. That one's in. That one's in. It's a lot of wires. It's quite a mess, isn't it? Right, let me get the grey ones done, and then we get the moment of truth, whether it works or not. We will see. Right, it wasn't easy whatsoever. But I have them on as tight as I can get them. I'm hoping that they're all right. So let's get these batteries in, and we will test if this is a climax or an anti-climax is all I'm going with. I don't have much hope, so we will see. Alright, ready guys? Let's turn you up. Let's get all the jinglies jingling. Let's get it facing you, I guess. Would be a smart move. And what we're going to get? Anything? Ah, we have some lights. We have some lights. I can see lights at the back as well in the train. Oh my goodness. We got lights. Alright, let me finish this off by putting these bottom pieces in, and then I will try and find a dark area, or try and make this area dark so you can see better, or I will tack on at the end a picture of it with the lights in darker settings, because it's really bright here right now. So all I'm going to do, my goodness, it worked. I really doubted, and I couldn't tell you if all of them are working or not. Maybe when it's darker I can, but according to me they all work. So this little fella now comes out, and it needs to go in that drawer. How twisted is it? Okay, alright. You know, the drawer that doesn't really want to go in very well. So let me, so I have to glue this to here, so that needs to go down the other end for sure. Let's just make sure it's not twisted, and then these go inside here. So let me get that. So what I'm probably going to do is close the darn thing, because it's really tight anyway, and fit it that way. So once I've had a go at struggling to do this, I will come back to you and show you what we need to do with this bottom platform, which is weird to me. But anyway, and I'm getting further and further away from you because it's on the move. Alright, so what I've done is, turn it around, is I've actually put some wax on either side of this drawer. Maybe I should put some underneath too. Let me do that quick. So hopefully if I put this panel on, I'm actually in doubts whether to, but because it's, oh, don't want to get it all on the blue, but I don't think we're going to have much choice. So this is just beeswax that I'm using, and I'm just gosh, it stinks. I'm hoping that it just makes it slide a little better. Makes my eyes water. Ooh, let's drop that on the carpet. The puppy will love to eat that. And so by doing this, maybe I can put that bottom bit on, because you can see it's quite the pickle down there. Now it does sort of slide a bit better, because you want it to, this to come out to change batteries. It's a real tight fit there. Alright, so what they want you to do, and I'm not sure I will, is put this on the bottom, just on the inside, and glue it in. And then if you have a problem with your wiring, you just unglue it, really. But I'm not 100% sure it's needed. And if this got stuck, then I would rather have access to it. Right, let me see if I can get it darker in here. I don't think I can, because I've got white curtains, which isn't going to help. Hold on. Right, I'm not going to be able to get it much darker. I've drawn my curtains, but they are white curtains, so they kind of let all the air, the light in air. But you can see all the way back, and you can see the carriages. Can we see any of the people? That's the question. You can see what I mean about that book we made, which went on the bottom back chair. Can't see a thing of it. Can't see maybe just about the people if I lift it. What about this side? Is that any better? Not really. So you kind of do, I haven't glued this in, as you can see. You can kind of see that sometimes all the details that you do, you're just not going to see much of. And it's got like the tinted window there. And there are people in there driving this, which I can see just about. They're not very tall, are they? You can see one just about. Ooh. Do that with tweezers would be easier. You can see one just about. Let me do it that I can see. There, you can see his head, but there is another one on the other side. Kind of works the opposite of my head when I'm doing this. And you can see the guy at the back though, the one putting his hand up, wanting for some assistance. You can just about see him there. So you can kind of see a little, but like I said, a lot of the detail you just don't see. You can see the umbrella in there, and you can see the carriage on the mirror going round and round. And all in all, I actually do think it is a beautiful model. I just don't think I've particularly done it justice. I think it's really good value for money, because there's so much to do. I will try and add a video onto the end of this with it lit up when it gets dark in my house. So until then, I will speak to you again in a little bit. Alright, so it's about 8:20 at night, so this is about as dark as I'm going to get it in here for a while. And I actually think that looks beautiful. I mean, it was a pain, but I love the fact of how much it glows. Just trying to see what I can get. Glows like that back, the back carriage back here. I mean, that glows really cool. You can see the guy asking for help right at the front there. And you can kind of see the men there. You can see quite well on the platform, better than I thought it was going to be. And even like the red of the chair back here, I think that's what it is. And like I say, you can see the back there as well. And you got your danglies here, so that looks kind of cool. And it looks like the train goes on forever, like you'd hope with the mirror effect. Goes around the corner. And from the side here, you can see quite well into the carriage. I can actually see the book right back here on the chair, just about in there. You can kind of see it, and so that's kind of pretty there. It's kind of reflecting a little bit there. And then you've got this side, and you don't see as much this side because you've got a lot of stuff on the windows. Should have taken one of those fish from the windows and put it on the front there. So it's really very, very pretty. And again, that's the back. The same thing from the back, and then again from the front. So it's actually really come out quite nice considering the headaches, but it did cause me definitely some things that I didn't think it was going to work at all. So I can't tell if all the lights are working. That's the latest one we put in. These two are the ones on this side. These two lights are the ones that I put in right at the beginning. The carriage ones are in. And I can't remember, I think there's some on the floor. Yeah, it looks like it. So those look like they're working as well. There's one back there and one here. And there's some at the back, I think, as well. So it's kind of cool. So they're all working. It's actually rather beautiful, quite mesmerising. Lost one of the, not lost, it's got caught up. There we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, I mean, I prefer this side. I think it's got more that you can see what's going on, whereas this one is a lot more chaotic, I guess. You can see in the carriage there. Anyway, that's it. So I think it actually worked out to be pretty good. Haven't decided yet on my next build. It might very well be the I can't remember the name of it, the one in the tin. Let me get a hold of that. 1 sec, I can tell you which one it'd probably be. All right, put a light on now. So I'm probably going to do the Countryside Notes box theatre, which is for my son, and probably going to do this one next. I've done a couple of these tins. They're really kind of cool to do. They look much busier than they end up being. Anyway, that's probably what I'm going to do next. Like I say, might change. So if you would like to be notified of whenever I post anything, that would be great. Just like and subscribe, you'll be informed. If you'd like to send me an email, it's oakleyhour@outlook.com, or you can leave a comment on the page. And do please take care of yourself.